Hello, and welcome to another gentle journey into sleepy history. Let's begin by getting comfortable. Find a cozy position, loosen your jaw, relax your shoulders, and softly close your eyes. Let the outside world slowly fade away. There is nothing you need to do now, except listen and drift. You're safe here. You're calm. And you're going to sleep well tonight. Now, let us begin the wonderfully dull history of the spoon. Part 1. The beginning of a tool nobody notices. The spoon, so simple, yet so essential, so common, yet so ignored. We never thank it. We never talk about it, but tonight we will. Let us go back as far as we can to the days before cutlery even existed. Humans have been eating for a very long time. But before spoons, they used shells, leaves, and pieces of wood to scoop things up. Yes, imagine that, a world without spoons, unthinkable but very, very real. The oldest known spoon was found in ancient Egypt. It was carved from ivory and decorated with tiny birds and symbols. Historians believe it was used for rituals, not soup. That's right. The very first spoon was not made for eating. It was made for the gods, and maybe for people who thought they were gods. The spoon travels through civilizations. As time slowly passed, spoons began to evolve from rituals to dining tables. The Greeks, they preferred their hands. Spoons weren't common there, but the Romans. Ah, the Romans loved their spoons. They used them for sauces and stews and probably things we don't eat anymore. Their spoons were made of bronze and sometimes silver. If you were wealthy, you had a silver spoon. A real one, not just the saying. One Roman senator had a spoon with a lion carved into the handle. We don't know why. He never wrote about it. Maybe he liked lions. Maybe he thought it gave him strength, or maybe he just wanted his dinner to feel exciting, even when it wasn't. The Middle Ages, a spoon of one's own. In medieval Europe, spoons were a big deal. You didn't borrow one. You didn't own many. You had one spoon, and it was yours. People carried their spoons with them to feasts, to inns, sometimes even to battle. Yes, some knights had spoons in their armor just in case a stew appeared. In the middle of war, spoons were made of wood. If you were poor or pewter, if you had some coins to spare. Rich nobles had gold spoons with initials, crests, tiny gems. Not very practical, but very shiny. And back then, shiny meant important. The Renaissance of the spoon. The Renaissance was not just for art and science. It was also a time of spoon development. Craftsmen began to shape spoons more carefully. Handles were longer, bowls more shallow, designs more thoughtful. Some spoons even had faces carved on them, tiny smiling faces that never blinked or frowned. Imagine that, eating porridge while being watched by your spoon. A comforting thought. Or not. Spoons were now given as gifts. At weddings, at births, if you had a baby, you were given a silver spoon. not to eat with, but to symbolize luck. Because nothing says luck like a metal scoop. The Industrial Revolution of utensils. In the 1800s, everything changed. Machines arrived, factories hummed, and spoons were made. Faster than ever before, mass production began. Spoons were no longer handmade. They were pressed, stamped, polished, and they all looked the same, a little sad, perhaps, but also efficient now. Anyone could have a spoon, 10 spoons, 20 spoons. Some even lost track of their spoons. That's how common they became. Hotels needed spoons, cafes needed spoons, everyone needed spoons. They were in drawers, in dishwashers, in coat pockets, accidentally. The golden age of spoon accessibility had arrived. The spoon in modern life, today. We barely notice them. They sit in their drawers. Silent, patient, waiting. Some are plastic. Some are steel. Some are shaped like flowers. For reasons we don't understand. They stir tea. They scoop soup. They hold baby food. And sometimes cake. There are measuring spoons for baking. Ice cream spoons for joy and souvenir spoons. From places we visited once, but don't remember well. Places like Nebraska or Belgium. Tiny spoons that remind us we were there, even if only for a moment. Some people collect spoons, hundreds of them, on walls, in cases. They call it a hobby, others call it surprising. But spoons never complain. They do their job, and then they rest. Fun but not really spoon facts. Did you know? The Guinness World Record for the largest spoon is over 50 feet long. It doesn't work, but it exists. There's also a spoon theory used by people with chronic illness to explain energy limits, not about soup, but still about spoons. There are spoon races where you run with a spoon and an egg. There are spoon solos in music, and there's even a man who plays the spoons as an instrument. The world is full of spoons and spoon people. A final reflection. So now, as you lie there, drifting between thoughts and sleep, think about how many spoons have come and gone through history. How many lives touched them? How many stories they were quietly a part of? They never demanded attention, never made noise, just scooped and stirred and helped. In a world full of forks and knives, the spoon remains the most peaceful, the kindest, the gentlest, and tonight it is your lullaby. You're calm now. You're safe. And somewhere in the background, a spoon is resting. Just like you, sleep well and remember, even the most ordinary things have the most extraordinary stories. Good night.